now we will discuss how do solids dissolve in liquids. So for this we will do an activity in which we are having three solids: salt, sugar and turmeric powder. And in this activity we are taking water as a liquid, right? So in this activity what we have to do, we will dissolve all these in water. Then we will see in which case color of the water changes, and also we will see which one dissolve in water, right? So let's start with our activity. So students, we have this salt, sugar and turmeric powder. Now I am going to dissolve all these in water, right? So students, I have dissolved salt, sugar and turmeric powder in water. Students, what you have observed, the salt dissolved in water completely. Similarly, sugar dissolved in water completely, but turmeric powder doesn't dissolve in water completely, right? Moreover, you can see the color of the water doesn't change when you add salt and sugar in water, right? But color of the water changes in case of turmeric powder. So students, from this activity, what did you notice? You have seen when you dissolve salt in water, then color of the water doesn't change, right? And it dissolves in water completely, right? In case of sugar, color of the water doesn't change and it also dissolves in water. So what about turmeric powder? The color of the water changes and it doesn't dissolve in water. So from this activity, what did you notice? The all solid do not dissolve in water, right? All solid do not dissolve in water. Moreover, the color of the water doesn't change always, right? So it depends on the kind of the solid you are taking in the activity, right students? Now students, we will see how sugar molecules dissolve in water, right? Students, we will see how sugar molecules dissolve in water, and also we will see is there any change in the volume if I add these sugar molecules in water. As you can see, I have taken 20 ml of water in this beaker, right? 20 ml. Now we will see if this water level will change if we add this sugar in this beaker. So let's start. So I am adding this sugar in the water. Now I will dissolve into. So students, I have dissolved sugar molecules in water. So did you see any change in the water level? No, it remains same. So where the sugar molecules have gone? So students, sugar molecules take the spaces which are present between the water molecules, right? That's why the water level remains same when you add sugar in water, right? So when you dissolve sugar molecules in water, it takes up the space which are present between the molecules of the water and our sugar molecules dissolved in the water in the. So students, next is solute, solvent and solution. So what are solute, solvent and solution? So solute and solvent combine to form a solution. So what are solute and solvent? Solute, the substances that dissolves in a liquid are called solute, right? For example, we have prepared this sugar solution in water. So sugar is dissolved in a liquid which is water. So here sugar is solute. And what about solvent? The liquid in which a substance dissolves is called solvent. So we have added sugar in liquid which is water. So the liquid which is a water is a solvent. So sugar is solute and water is solvent. And what is solution? The liquid that we get by dissolving the solute in a solvent. The liquid which we get after combining a solute and solvent is called solution. So here we have dissolved sugar in a water. So it's a sugar solution. So students, next we will discuss how gases dissolve in liquids. So gases dissolve in liquid at high pressure, like in soft drinks carbon dioxide is dissolved under high pressure, so that when we open the soft drinks bottles, the bubbles come out in the form of some gas, and that gas is known as carbon dioxide. And in rivers, oceans and lakes, oxygen is dissolved in high amount, and which is important for aquatic life. The plants and animals that live in water use that oxygen which is dissolved in these rivers, oceans and lakes to breathe, right? So students, let's discuss how states of the water interchangeable. As we know, water exists in three forms, that is ice, water and steam. Ice is solid form, water is liquid form and steam is gaseous form. Now we can interchange this state by heating or by cooling, right? How? When you heat this ice, it will change into water, right? So on heating, the change of ice into water is called melting. So this process is called melting. Then when you heat water, then it will convert into steam, which is a gaseous form. So the change of water into steam is called evaporation process. Then when you cool down this steam, you can cool down this steam. On cooling, this steam will convert into water, and this process is called condensation. Then this water can be converted into ice on cooling, which is called freezing, right? So students, on heating, the movement of the particles increases. As we heat this ice, the movement of the particles in the ice increases, and the molecules which are closely packed in ice will get loosely packed in water, right? So heating causes change of the closely packing into loose packing, right? Then when you heat this water, then again the movement of the particle increases, then it will change into steam, in which molecules are very free to move. Then the particles which are free to move in steam, now it will less free to move when it comes into the water state, right? So on cooling, the loosely packed structure will convert into closely packed structure, right? After cooling, this water can be converted into ice, and it will become closely packed again, right? Students, this is about your chapter number 4, solids, liquids and gases. Thank you students, have a nice day.